Hey guys, this is my very late January wrap up. We just got settled into the new house. I think I mentioned in my other video that we moved from Kentucky, Tennessee area to Georgia, and it's been a lot. So if you see any messes behind me or underneath the bed, which I've hidden, it's because we're still kind of moving. But that being said, I actually read quite a bit in January, like a disgusting amount. So I'm just gonna get started. I read, first off, A History of Wild Places by Shay Earnshaw. I have not read any of Shay Earnshaw's young adult, so this was like my first take on this. It's also a magical realism book. It is, I love this because I know I mentioned my TBR. I was like, I have no idea what this is about, so I'm gonna try to explain it. This is a author goes missing. Her family hires a person who can find people, and they both go missing. And then you get flash forwards almost to a town that it's like a cult, a commune, and the people in the commune and their daily lives and whatever is going on there. They believe that if they leave the commune, they can get sick. There's a sickness, and obviously, as any plot goes, some people want to leave, and it escalates from there. You have to read the book to realize like what is the connection. That's kind of like the whole point of the book, is like you're trying to figure out what the connection is between this detective and the missing woman and this commune. And then you're also trying to figure out what the hell is going on in the commune. I did not give this a high rating. I think I give it like 2 stars. And that is because the plot twist at the end was like not exciting. It was boring. And I want to say predictable because it's not very predictable. It was just kind of like, okay, that's it. It was really unbelievable, I guess. Like, I wasn't interested. But yeah, so that was my first like, I guess, real development, like jump into magical realism. I don't know. Hopefully there's better ones out there. We'll see as this journey continues. The next one I read, which I did a vlog for, everyone got to see, is A Court of Silver Flames. I'll link the vlog below, but basically I loved this book. I loved it, and then loved it some more. I will probably read all of Sarah J. Maas's books just because I love the world that this is created in. If we get another like Azrael Gwyn spinoff, I will happily read that. This did leave space for more books to be written about Nesta and Cassian, and I am there for that as well. I am a Cassian stan forever and ever. Like, Reese can take a back seat because I think Cassian just blew that one up. The next one, and like I said, I loved it, and then I loved it some more, so definitely like a 4-star book. I'm gonna say it's a 4-star. It's gonna be a 4-star for me. The next one, I read, or attempted to read, Normal People. Normal People by Sally Rooney. So this is basically just like a day in the life, not even a day in the life, like a life in the life, about 2 people who meet when they're younger, and they have a relationship, they grow older, it's an on and off relationship. I guess there's some sort of trauma in this. I will tell you what I thought about this, and that is I did not like it at all. I DNF'd it at like 80 pages. Okay, I lied. Like 120 pages. About halfway through, I DNF'd it. Here's the thing. It's written in 3rd person. So whenever anything is written in 3rd person, I am expecting there to be some sort of trauma, like some sort of dramatic moment, and it like never went there. So you were just like on the edge the entire time you were reading it, and it was just like, it was just not my cup of tea. Like, I didn't feel connected to either one of the characters, and it's literally just their life. Like, if I'm just gonna read a book about somebody's life or two people's lives, I have to like the people. And I did not feel any connection to either one of these. And then the relationship was really weird. And then it was written in third person, so I'm like expecting something dramatic or traumatic to happen, and it never does. So I was like on the edge of my seat, sort of like anxiety when reading this book, and I did not enjoy it at all. So good for you if you like Sally Rooney. I will not be picking up any more of her books. Not a fan of this one at all. This was not what I was looking for after A Court of Silver Flames, let me tell you that. Now, what I was looking for after A Court of Silver Flames was Neon Gods by Katie Robert. I've seen this all over Book Talk. I'm going to do another book kind of dedicated to some Hades and Persephone's retellings that'll come later in the month, and this was one of the ones I read. So I'm not going to go too far into it, but this is definitely one of the ones I like the most. So I'll tell you the reason why I like this one the most, and it is because the setting was really interesting. The Katie Roberts take on Olympus was interesting. I liked it. It was more about, like, I guess business tycoons were the gods, and they lived in like the city, which is like Olympus, and I liked this one a lot, and I am looking forward to picking up Electric Idol for sure. I have a hold on it at my library to pick this one up, but I want to say this was like another 4-star. Yeah. And let me tell you, okay, there's like a little blurb here by Entertainment Weekly. It says, unspeakably hot, and yes. All right, I would tell you about the scenes in this book, but my mother would appear with a bar of soap, so I won't. However, there are some really good smutty scenes in this, like really good. Would highly recommend this if you're looking for a Hades and Persephone retelling. I have not read any of Katie Roberts' other books, so I have a friend who informed me that she read some of her other ones and didn't like it very much, but I don't know. I don't know if this is just the exception to her books. However, this was amazing, and I'm going to read Electric Idol, and I will tell you how that one is as well. She has another book, which I need, like, new releases I'm looking forward to. She has a third book in this series that I am dying to get my hands on. Let's see, the next book I read was The Bridge Kingdom. It was on my Kindle. Like I said, we were moving, so I figured I'd do some Kindle reading. This was another one I found on Book Talk. I actually got to do like my first buddy read with it, and I absolutely, from now on, love buddy reads. So anytime anyone wants to do a buddy read, please just DM me. The next video that's going to come out is going to be my TBR. If any of the books on there are books that you are reading, please hit me up. Even if they're not, I will read a book that you want to read. I don't care. I love buddy reads. It's official. Anyways, I read The Bridge Kingdom. This one, for some reason, I got the idea that it was going to be smutty like Neon Gods, but it actually wasn't. So there's like one explicit sex scene. It wasn't like a fade to black sex scene, which I appreciate. It was supposed to be an adult fantasy, and it definitely was. But I really enjoyed it. So the setting took me a little while to get into. It is about, and this is another thing we need to discuss. Tell me if this is a trope. And it's someone was raised to kill someone else, like trained, raised, prepared to kill somebody else. And in order to kill that person, they have to get like married. So normally it's like a royalty thing. It happened in like The Wrath of the Dawn and this book. And there's another one that happens as well. I'm trying to think. What was it? But I love that trope. I've decided that is like a trope that I really enjoy, and that is what this one was. So the main character was raised by her father from another kingdom to marry a person from another kingdom, the prince, for a treaty, right? But she was made to find this deep secret into how they trade things. Well, not how they trade things, but she's sent there as a spy. Okay, so she's trained, she's sent there as a spy. Obviously, they fall in love, and shenanigans ensues. The only thing I have to say about this book is why snakes? It's a jungle setting, so why snakes? And why a man eating sharks? I don't know, but was not enjoying that too much. It was actually really cool. But anyways, The Bridge Kingdom would highly recommend. It's by Daniel Jensen. It's on Kindle Unlimited. It was a good fantasy book. For being something that was independently published, it was really well edited. The smut scene was really great. There's definitely like a slow burn romance. Both the characters were absolutely lovable. Laura, the main female character, she was amazing. If you like strong female main characters, I highly recommend The Bridge Kingdom because Laura kicks ass. Secondly, the next book I read was The Traitor Queen. I feel like even like the title gives away the first book, but first book ends on a cliffhanger, which means that I immediately picked up The Traitor Queen, along with the Jessica, who was my buddy read, and it was just as good, for sure. You see like Laura's redemption arc after the cliffhanger of the first book, and you get more of Aaron, the male main character, and his journey as well, which I really appreciated. Yeah, it was really good. It was just another really good, like, solid 3-star read for me, definitely. And I would recommend other fantasy readers to pick it up. Same thing with this book. Wasn't very smutty, so don't let book talk tell you that it was like super smutty, because it wasn't. One explicit sex scene, definitely worth it though, for sure worth it. Like, mama needed more. But yeah, I really enjoyed that one. And the next book, okay, so the next book was an audiobook that I listened to on my way to Georgia, and that is The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. So I am working on reading 3 of Kristen Hanna's books for another video. This was my first one because I got the audiobook from my library first, and this is 5 stars. Immediately 5 stars. This was amazing. This was amazing. Trigger warnings definitely for abuse. There's a lot of abuse in here, but like the thing with this book was it read like a movie. So even listening to the audiobook, like, it plays out like a movie. I could see this on a cinema screen 100%. It was amazing. Kristen Hanna wrote beautiful characters, a wonderful setting. This takes place in Alaska in the 1970s, and it was spot on. As funny as it is, like I said, I lived in Alaska for like 2 years. I recognized every place that she talked about. I know the kind of people that she's talking about in this book, and it was amazing. I really, really liked this book. This one, as far as like what it's about, I could tell you like the surface. It's about a girl who grows up in an abusive household and how she survives in the Alaskan wilderness with this abusive household and the community that surrounds this family and her as well. But deeper than that, and the reason why I love this book so much, is that it explores love in the way that how to love damaged people, and a healthy way to love damaged people and an unhealthy way to love damaged people. And I don't even know if I'd say damaged people, but people who are struggling. So like I said, she comes from an abusive household. The main character watches her mother, who is in love with her father. Obviously, her father suffers from PTSD and he does not handle it well. He is abusive and alcoholic, and she just can't understand why her mother will stay. And it also talks about the relationship between her daughter and her mother, and that kind of love. Like, her daughter sticks by her mother even though she sees her mom make this mistake over and over and over and over again, and tells her mother, like, we have to leave, we have to go, this isn't healthy. She's, just that sort of abuse, right? So like, her mother keeps telling her, I understand that he is suffering from PTSD, but this isn't him, and I love him, right? And then it continues on in this woman's life, and the story continues on. So when she gets older, she falls in love herself, and so it's her exploration of what she learned from her mother, what is healthy, what is unhealthy, and how you can love someone who is damaged but do it in a healthy way. I guess it's kind of like, as weird as it is, because her some unforeseen circumstances happen with her boyfriend, and her struggle with loving him even though that happens, and his struggle as well to better himself. So I think that was like the big thing as well, was like her father never did anything to help himself, and her boyfriend in this does. But lovely book. I understand why it was so raved about, and I'm excited to read more Kristen Hanna because she writes beautifully in a way that is easy to picture, I guess is like the word. And yeah, that was it for January. So overall, a pretty successful month. I read quite a bit for moving, like 3 states. through 3 states, having everything packed up and unpacked. Your bookshelf tour is on its way. I got some footage of me like putting my books on the shelves, not quite organizing them. So I'm gonna do like an overall bookshelf tour of my, what now, like 4 or 5 bookshelves. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the rest of this month. Definitely going to get on a regular posting schedule, I promise. I'm thinking Wednesdays and Sundays are gonna be the trick. But yeah, thanks for listening to me ramble about books. If you've read any of these books, tell me what you thought, for sure. DM me if you want to do a buddy read with me. I am down, 100%. I don't even care. Let's do it. And yeah, hopefully you guys are having a wonderful start to your year and you are reading amazing books as well. But I will see you in the next video. Bye.